Hello everyone. As you've just heard from President-elect Shaker, growing Rotary is paramount if we're to remain vital. Now, it's one thing to understand this in theory, but how do you, as district governors, put it into practice? That's the question, and we're here today to offer some potential solutions. With me now are two past district governors and one current district governor who have made wonderful progress in Rotary's growth and membership. And they've very kindly offered their time and suggestions in today's Grow Rotary panel, and I'm pleased to introduce them to you now. From the Rotary Club of Seoul, Korea, we have Saeho David Chang. From the Rotary Club of Mukono, Uganda, Rosetti Nabbumba Nayenga. And from the Rotary Club of Silicon Valley, Passport, California, USA, Ramesh Hariharan. I'd like to start with a question to you, David. Can you tell our audience why increasing membership is so important?
Increasing membership and participation is an essential part of our vision statement. It says, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and in ourselves. If we want to unite people and take action to change the world by making the difference, we simply need more people to engage with us. We need to be replenished regularly with new people with fresh ideas, new thinking, and diverse backgrounds, so we can not only just survive, but also transform and propel Rotary into the future.
I'm interested in your comment about propelling Rotary into the future with fresh ideas. I can see that we do need to take stock of where we are now to help us better understand where we need to go as an organisation. Ramesh, could you speak about this connection a little more, the connection between present and future when thinking about growth?
Our World Fellowship of like-minded individuals needs to grow because it's relevant for today, but vital for tomorrow. An organization that does not grow will decay over time. We need to expand our movement to a wider audience. The world needs us more than ever before today. If Rotary members do not feel part of a growing organization, the morale will gradually decay, leading to further drop in our ability to serve society.
Thanks, Ramesh. Now I'd like to move us from the theoretical to the practical. What can our audience do in their time as district governors to make this growth a reality? Rosetti, can you share some of the specific strategies that worked for you?
For many years, Rotary in Uganda and Tanzania was growing in a plodding manner. As a district, we have decided to launch into the recommended flexible models by encouraging the following. 1. Formation of e-clubs, both Rotary and Rotaract. Currently, we have about 8 clubs in that category in formation. Secondly, inclusion of corporate organizations as members. We have rolled out a robust program to have 10 corporate membership types within our clubs. Thirdly, clubs to have a mixture of virtual and physical meetings within the month. This is coupled with having more community engagement that is spearheaded by buddy groups rather than waiting for all members to gather in participation.
And David, you were a district governor as well, but in a very different part of the world. And we know that what works in one region may not work in another. So what worked for you in your district?
As a governor, I took a twofold strategy. One part of the strategy was helping our club presidents to redefine their club identity, reset their membership targets, and achieve their goals through educating, coaching, and visiting their clubs to revitalize their club momentum. And the second part of the strategy was to focus on building new clubs at the district level, the kind of clubs which never existed before, and which is totally in line with what Rotary is all about. We created 30 new clubs in total, and they included 11 social enterprise clubs and 17 young leaders clubs, one all-women CEO club, and one special club made of social service professionals. These new clubs were planned ahead from the time when I was governor-elect. And even now, 1.5 years after finishing my governorship, I'm still working with those clubs to make sure they are deeply rooted in the grounds of Rotary. To manage these 17 new young leaders clubs separately with special care, we introduced a new district management system and structure so that these clubs can be nurtured separately to facilitate synergy, fellowship, and service activities among them.
And Ramesh, you were a district governor in yet another part of the world, so I'd like to ask you the same question. What strategies were effective for you and why?
The New Channels initiative was a new membership approach. Rather than bringing potential new members to existing clubs and add them incrementally, we brought potential new clubs to people, to their organizations, to their workplaces. This innovative New Channels idea implemented by our district sprang from an idea originally expressed within the RI's strategic plan of 2017, which called for Rotary to seek and expand its membership throughout the world and in our communities by finding ways to bring new clubs and members into Rotary from other existing organizations whose values and service work intersect with those of Rotary. The impact of this membership tool is to bring the organization of a Rotary club to a group that already shares many of Rotary's core values and allowing them to continue doing the good in the world that they already were doing. The innovation of this concept is that this group is already one step ahead of any other Rotary club because they're already friends. The big bonus was the size of the new clubs, and one of them was chartered with over 200 members.
Thanks for sharing these strategies. All three of you have offered excellent solutions, and I hope our audience will apply them in their own districts. Interestingly, all three of you had something in common in your responses. You mentioned that new voices bring new ideas, and new ideas lead to growth. However, in order for that to happen, we do need to make sure that we're attracting new voices in the first place. If we're serious about expanding our reach, Rotary needs to be a place that's welcome and accessible. So how are you doing that? Ramesh, what are you doing specifically to increase diversity in your clubs?
The New Channels initiative was a new membership approach. We dubbed this unique model Rotary at Community, Rotary at Work. With this initiative, we enhanced diversity by leaps and bounds, adding 50% more women and younger members coming from a range of professional, ethnic, and cultural backgrounds from all over the world.
That's great, Ramesh. You know, when we talk about diversity, often we talk first about age and gender. So I really appreciate your point about including different ethnic, cultural, and professional backgrounds. And we certainly need to consider all of those facets of identity when we talk about diversity. Rosetti, I understand you did something similar. Is that correct? You adopted a multifaceted approach to attract new members?
We have invited persons of other nationalities living in Uganda, such as from Kenya, South Africa, America, Europe, and India to join Rotary. At the district level, we have launched a Rotary Roses program aimed at increasing women and young leaders' engagement in Rotary. Clubs that have recruited and retained a net of 3 women and more shall be given an award at our district conference.
I'd like to return to your comment about engaging young leaders. And when you said this, the first thing that came to my mind was Rotaract. So I'd like to focus on them for a moment. As we know, Rotaractors are a crucial part of the family of Rotary. So how does Rotaract fit into your recipe for success?
Thank you. I love Rotaractors. Rotaractors define Rotary's current and future prospects. Uganda's population is youthful, with more than 70% of the population under 30 years. Our best district leaders, such as governors and assistant governors, were once interactors or Rotaractors or both. We are deliberately ensuring that the Rotaractors and interactors love Rotary and stay engaged as they age by sharing Rotary with them and supporting their activities and projects. We have successfully encouraged dual membership of Rotaractors in Rotary clubs and Rotarians in Rotaract clubs.
Thanks, Rosetti. I agree, Rotaractors can bring new life and fresh ideas, and there are many reasons to include them. Ramesh, what ways can we bridge the generation gap? How do we organise events that are valuable and appealing to both Rotarians and Rotaractors?
We have involved Rotaractors in all our events in the district. For the first time, we conducted a business expo, bringing together Rotarians and Rotaractors to promote business. We had invigorating sessions that covered high-tech topics like cybersecurity, social media, etc., etc. Rotaractors contribute to many of our in-person and virtual events and also our club fundraising events, not only lending professional expertise to make them a success, but also pitching in with fun and unique skills, serving as chefs and bartenders, etc. This has strengthened the fellowship and bonds between Rotaractors and Rotarians.
We know that historically, Rotaractors face many unique challenges. They don't always have the time or the money to contribute as much as they like. They may have work or family commitments, and they often have to navigate an age gap that comes with traditional and cultural differences. I guess it's our job to make sure that these hurdles are addressed so that Rotaractors aren't automatically ruled out from participating before they even get started. So David, how can we do this?
So, as a governor, I took several measures for this area. Number one, enhancing collaboration between Rotaract clubs and their sponsoring Rotary clubs for joint community service projects. Number two, creating young leaders satellite clubs so that Rotaractors can join their sponsoring Rotary clubs as they get older. Number three, lowering district membership fees for young people under the age of 35 to lessen their financial burden. Number four, building young leaders bridge clubs specifically designed to attract Rotaractors alumni as a new breed of clubs made out of ex-Rotaractors.
You mentioned two different types of clubs right there. Young leaders satellite clubs and bridge clubs. Why is the formation and support of new and different types of clubs so important?
As we all know, our world is changing rapidly, and people generally do not want to be boxed in a traditional service organizations with rigid requirements. Unlike the past, these days, people have many options to service their communities through many different organizations. And we have to stay competitive by differentiating Rotary with the new ways of gathering and helping the members to make positive impact on society.
And Ramesh, you talked about something similar with your New Channels initiative. Do you have anything you'd like to add regarding the importance of new clubs?
New clubs give growth spurts to membership in a district. So when a new club gets started, there's fresh attention and enthusiasm that comes in. It attracts people in the community to recharge, and the buzz in the media adds to the public image. That's so vital to our sustenance and growth. New types of clubs bring in fresh ideas for growth and impact. They bring in new connections. They foster new collaborations.
New clubs are a wonderful way to increase growth, that's true, but they're not the only avenue. We have to look at growth in existing clubs as well. Just because a club has been around a while doesn't mean that it can't adapt, but it can be challenging and you may encounter resistance. Change can be hard, and when people are comfortable, they may be less open to innovation. And I guess this happens to all of us from time to time, but as district governors, you need to have a plan to address this. Rosetti, how do you navigate clubs or club leaders who are resistant to change?
At the district level, existing leaders and past district governors are fully engaged in mentoring and supporting the incoming governors, district and club leaders and clubs. We have also appointed past district governors as advisors on the district planning team. This has encouraged inclusion and their participation in formation of new clubs. Past district governors have helped and continue to help in opening clubs in areas where they are non-existent. The past district governors and past leaders are cognizant of the fact that the more a district grows, it opens opportunities and personal development and growth. Many past district governors are assigned as new club advisors. At the club level, we still have resistance for new club models as some members fear the unknown.
Ramesh or David, do you have anything to add?
Any organization that has existed for over 100 years includes some elements that were resistant to change. Moving people out of their comfort zones has always been challenging, but change is necessary and we must all embrace it.
And we should remember that new and innovative clubs are not for us, but they are really for the new generation to come.
Thank you all for your insights. I think we've fully covered attracting new members and forming new clubs. So let's take this discussion one step further and talk about retention. Rosetti, once new members have been welcomed into the family of Rotary, how do you ensure that they're engaged and retained beyond the first couple of years?
Engagement, engagement, and engagement. In our district, clubs have innovated and are implementing the buddy group system where members are arranged in cohorts, and each cohort or buddy group is assigned a month to run the affairs of the club, including all the fellowships. The buddy group source interesting speakers for fellowships, head project visits, and encourage fun during the assigned month. These buddy groups are often headed by existing club leaders, which keeps them engaged, happy, and informed about new ideas within Rotary.
Buddy groups are an excellent idea. I'd actually like to be part of one myself. David, I know that you had similar plans in place during your own time as District Governor. Could you share those with us?
Retaining members is as critical as equally, if not more important, than attracting new members. So we must focus on keeping our members by not only helping them to be actively engaged in Rotarian activities, but also making their experience in Rotary to be both meaningful and enjoyable. For this reason, as a governor, I took the following measures to retain existing members in our clubs. They are: 1, making every new member to be involved in club operations in some capacity. 2, providing a comprehensive education on Rotary soon after joining the club. 3. Inviting them to participate in meaningful community services. 4. Helping them to make 3 good friends within the club and 3 good friends outside their club to build a strong fellowship within the district. 5. Helping them to find at least 1 mentor and 1 mentee within Rotary for their personal growth and meaningful contribution for others.
Thank you to all our panellists for their informative responses. I'd like to thank you as well for joining us. I hope you've found today's discussion valuable. Once the assembly is over, I encourage you to use some of these techniques, and I challenge you to think creatively about how to apply them to your own district. As we've said, each district is unique, which means that each district is an opportunity to try something new. So let's work together with districts around the world to make this growth more than simply an abstract concept. Let's make it a reality. Thank you.